All right, your first fighter comes to you out of the blue corner, standing 6 foot 1 inches tall. Fighting out of Rogue Combat Club, please welcome Phil Kratz.
There was a time where he went by King. I'm not sure if he's still King Phil, but if he fights anything like he did in his last outing, it is certainly going to be a performance royalty worthy. And there is Philip Kratz making the walk once again for Rogue Combat Club.
I love that smile. I love the style. I am looking forward to seeing him just get in and execute for 5 rounds. Five rounds. That's all that really matters.
5 long, hard rounds.
We come out and execute.
And he's going to go see the Rogue Nation.
The one thing you love about Rogue Combat is you see Deuce Carter is at the cage with him. Mm-hmm. These smaller teams, everybody is the support unit.
Yep.
It's not just a separate.
Everybody chips in.
Everybody. I don't
100%.
think he'll stay out here the corner, but just walking your teammate out, it will give you that extra boost that you need. And I have no doubt that Philip is going to be out here when Deuce goes for his title. Look at him, singing, relaxed, dancing. Oh my goodness. I'm hoping just for a beautiful fight. You can't beat that energy.
No, that Rogue Combat team has brought so many supporters out here tonight.
My thing is, look, become legendary. You know, get in here, fight these fights, become legendary. If I can channel my inner Macho Man once again this week, ooh yeah, dig it. That's what I want to see, man. I just want to see these guys channel something greater than themselves, put it on display. Let it all hang out, man. Let it all hang out. Yes, indeed.
And his opponent, fighting out of Arima, standing 5 foot 10 inches tall with a record of 13-2. Please welcome George Kopa.
Now, here's the fun part about
170-pound title on the line tonight. 5 rounds.
one thing I like what Phil did. He took his time, and it's something we've tried to teach younger fighters. They're not going to disqualify you
For taking your time.
from your cage walkout. Take your time, get into your rhythm, your zone. You know, don't take too much time, but take all the time they will allow. Because the promotion will hurry you along if you're taking too much time.
All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the back. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch them up, good luck, and back them up.
There we go.
Probably about 1.5 inches reach advantage for Phil Kratz. He's coming out southpaw.
Lexi needs to tie that shoe. Somebody tell her to tie that shoe. She's going to fall in here.
Here we go, title on the line. Make some noise. Let's cheer your fighters on.
I'd hate for the first time we test out the liability insurance to be on a ring girl and not on a fighter. All right, so, you know, George Kopa, Phil Kratz stepping up to the plate, doing 5 rounds, no shins, no headgear, pretty crazy stuff. Kopa, obviously the more experienced fighter and the more winning fighter by the record, but Phil Kratz not far behind him with 10 fights and has become a very different fighter since he was 3 and 6.
And he's doing so far what Kopa does. Bounce in and out, bounce in and out.
He's in there against the real deal, you know. And now they're throwing head kicks already. You know, this is one of those things where no shins, no headgear. That's a very, very dangerous strike.
One thing you'll always notice about Kopa is once he jumps in and then jumps back out, he jumps back at range. And if Phil will figure this out and can follow him back with combos. And that's what Phil does very well. He does throw combos. George tends to lead a little bit more with onesies, but that makes him tired in the later rounds because he's putting so much into every one punch or one strike.
This fight's been primarily in the center of the cage because neither one of these guys has given an inch so far.
And there's Phil with the first combo.
Yeah, Phil with the very significant first victory in exchange.
So with him, it's just he's just got to figure out where Kopa's going to be and then let his hands go. But watch, Kopa's going to throw and then jump right back into range. Boom, and then he's at range. And all Phil has to do is at range. All Phil has to do is figure that out and keep throwing combos back at range.
Landed across the elbows 3 times there, and those were hard kicks. Kopa's throwing hard, man. I really don't like it when he starts off throwing this hard, but you know, so far he's kind of put it on.
Yeah, he's got to remember this is a 5-round fight.
Yeah.
And with his kind of natural speed, he can just stay ahead of guys. A lot of these fights, he could just stay ahead and never lose a round, ever.
Very close, very competitive opening round there. Only one major exchange for one fighter or the other. Like you said, some single shots landed for Kopa, but the only significant combination of the round came from Kratz, it looked like. But, you know, those body kicks that he tripled up on, I think one of them might actually snuck through, but it looked like the other 2 were clean across the elbow.
And what to pay attention to is Kratz's response. He was able to stay focused and engage. He knows what's coming. Yeah, it sucks, but he knows what sucks. And so he's going to be able to make adjustments and get back into the fight. The 2 things that he does very well, actually the 3 things, he counters very well with combos, which we did see he did once. He gets into the clinch, and then offensively, he starts letting his own long strikes go. But he kind of does it opposite of Kopa. Kopa leads with it. Phil kind of does it toward the end.
Johnny Buck, the head coach over there at Road Combat Club, takes the lead in the corner more often than not. Even though Michael Kahlo is the Muay Thai coach, he kind of lets the strategist, the general, Jay Buck 1, take it over. Interesting. And that Rima corner, they've been so successful with Kopa. I think he's been there his whole career.
I remember Rima when John Reese out of New Jersey was down here running. That gym's been around a while.
These guys keep exchanging. Kopa is really slinging legs, dude. He's really looking to put Kratz out. You know, one thing I think is kind of underrated about Kopa is he is pretty defensively sound. Like, he's pretty good at knowing when he's overstayed his welcome. Like you said, he knows when to bounce back but stay in range.
That's the first time I've seen him actually follow up. And everything I've watched about him.
Well, he's starting to slow him down too, but you know, I think we're seeing a Kopa who's anxious to finish Kratz. He wants this fight to be an exclamation point on his amateur career, it looks like.
Like you said, we did say that earlier, he's going pro.
That is the word on the street.
So, well, not the word on the street. He's already got a fight listed on the internet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, he sends the mist flying off of Kratz's glove with that kick. Man, Kopa's throwing some hard shots. Again, to the glove of Kratz. He's landed some, but a lot of them have been blocked. But, you know, when you're throwing this many at this rate with this kind of power and you're not getting punished for it, eventually one of them might get through. And these are strong enough to end the fight.
I mean, he's controlled a minute and a half of this, and Kratz has done very little.
This has been a very different second round. It's all Kopa here in this second round. Kratz needed that front kick. He got him off the cage, but now he's right back where he started from, and Kopa's laying it on. Oh! that spinning back kick at the end,
Yes,
I think landed a lot cleaner than Kratz gave it credit for. He no-sold it.
You know, I see something in that corner that I don't agree with.
What?
Deuce Carter out here, working the corner with them. That's a mistake. That's a mistake. He should be in the back focusing on his own fight. So, you know.
You were thinking like he would walk out with them and then walk back to the
Yeah.
back and get ready.
Yeah.
But you're saying that him staying out here the whole time and
Yeah.
working is not good.
If Kratz has a negative situation going on, it could.
He's absorbing that energy.
Yeah, to borrow that energy. And Kopa is already starting to turn it up just in round 2 more than I've ever seen him do. I've never seen Kopa
This
hit, reset, and go back in
this
with a combo.
aggressive, yeah.
First time I've seen it. Everything I've watched, he resets and just picks you apart. Resets and picks you apart.
A new George.
Yeah. And I think, hey, that's fair enough. He's going to need that going into a professional MMA fight. He's going to need that new changeup. Throw his opponents off.
All right. Phil Kratz, Kopa, round 3. This one's for the belt. Still got 2 more rounds potentially of this madness, but it has been Kopa coming on strong in these last 2.
It is the Kopa show at this point. Nothing stops him. He's resetting, attacking, 4 or 5.
Question mark kick, jumping, leaping, switch
6,
kicks.
7.
He's feeling himself, ladies and gentlemen.
There's nothing answered back from Kratz so far. Nothing significant anyway.
Very dynamic striking from George Kopa. Lots of different looks and very hard to keep up with for Phil Kratz.
And again, Phil is fighting defensively. At some point in time, you've got to take over the fight.
Oh, he's getting escorted into that corner over and over again by Kopa, and he's having more and more trouble as the fight goes on getting out.
I hope Phil's strategy isn't to let him wear himself out for 3 rounds, because you don't see George. He may lose rounds 4 and 5, but you don't see him bowing out of those rounds.
Yeah, he's gonna hang.
Yes.
You're not gonna be able to just magically finish him.
So I hope that is not the strategy. He's got to fight. He's got to
Kopa
settle
is,
down and
at
fight.
this point, Kopa is bullying him.
Yes. And here's the beautiful part about it is everything that Phil should be doing and normally does, Kopa's not allowing him to do it. This is like in the NBA when teams are used to scoring 100 points and then Jordan comes to town and he limits them to 70 points. They don't know how to respond.
Oh, big shot from Kopa. He's swarming him along the cage wall now.
He's doing a lot of things I'm not seeing. Working the body.
Man, Phil Kratz has done
Renewed
such a
attacks.
good job of not showing how bad he's hurt, but man, I think some of these are getting through. My personal opinion as a commentator, obviously I'm not in there with him, but some of these are landing in a way that I think they're causing him to shell up, and it's just continuing this downward spiral of defensiveness from Philip Kratz.
He can make it back,
Of
but
course.
he can't use it as a strategy.
Of course, of course.
You know, Ali let George Foreman wear him down as a strategy that he trained for. He deliberately let his sparring partner hit him without firing back. He deliberately ran mile after mile after mile for endurance. All right, but I don't think Phil did that. I don't think you can rope a dope George Kopa. I think you have to settle down, fight this guy. The key is he's got to punch with George in the middle. George is only throwing 1 or 2 shots at a time, so you got to match him in the middle. Right after the first shot, just let your hands go. You're getting hit anyway, so let your hands go. Because the more he shells up and blocks and checks kicks, the more he's definitely losing the fight because he's not able to fire back. Fire back in between shots.
All right, round 4. We're in the championship territory now, the golden rounds. And this is traditionally when Kopa takes his foot off of the gas, especially when he's up by this much.
We shall see.
But we will
He's a brand
see.
new guy. No, it's not brand new yet because Phil is still throwing his punches out and trying to draw his hips back. You can't move forward and backward at the same time. You have to commit. Look at Kopa. Usually he gets into the clinch and he hangs out. He's using it now to fight. He's a different guy. and I don't think Phil's prepared for this type of Kopa.
Yeah, this is a George Kopa who's ready for the pro scene right here. And man, he is punishing Phil Kratz here in this fourth round. He is looking for the finish, and Phil Kratz has no answers and no mouthpiece.
Wonder if the referee saw it. Ooh, that was a little low right there. That one. Ooh,
Oh, Donnie's going to let it fly. Could have been low, but I think it might have been clean. I got to see a replay. Stomp on the, dude, you see that foot stomp?
Give him a standing 8. This is a standing 8. Too much barrage here. This is a standing 8. Phil's just, he's got to see his moment. He's got to take it, or he's going to be locked out of this fight.
Phil's looking checked out in there, man. I don't like how his eyes look. You know, like and when he gets hit, he's sometimes looking at the ground, like away from Kopa, and that's not what I want to see in round 4. You know.
The last thing you need to do is something energy expensive when you are tired. Learn that, young fighter.
I don't know if he is tired. I think he's just been getting hit so much. I don't think he's tired.
Well, all I can say about that, my commentating partners, let your head get bounced around a few times.
Oh well,
and
yeah.
I will show
obviously,
you how tired you will be.
Getting hurt makes you tired. Don't let me, misspeak completely here. What I'm saying is like, he's not heaving and breathing and coughing.
Right.
He's not
body
gassed.
tired.
He's not. Yeah, exactly. You're right. He's not body tired.
Yeah.
He's fight tired.
He's fight tired, but mentally he's gone, and then the trepidation is there because I'm tired of getting hit. For one, and I'm scared of getting hit, and I don't know what to do on the backside of it.
A kind of competitive first round, but ever since those first 2 minutes collapsed, it has been the Kopa show, the Kopa Cabana.
So I'm not sure. And I like the style of Kratz. I like version 2.0, but I'm not sure what he can do. I don't know if he can channel 3.0.
I think we were like, George Kopa versus Phil Kratz 2.0 is a great fight. What we weren't expecting was Kopa 2.0
right.
to come against Phil 2.0. But, if you're going to take that big leap, if you're going to cross that line in the sand and go pro, this is what you need to look like. This is a professional athlete right here, ladies and gentlemen.
I tell you what, when I see stuff like this, I'll buy a ticket. If he looks like this in his next fight,
100%.
I'll buy a ticket. And this is the showcase where you make people want to buy or invest in you.
Round 5 rather, in this championship bout for George Kopa and Phil Kratz.
This is where you become legendary.
Kratz,
what are you made of?
Finally landing. Kopa likes it.
What are you made of?
He digs to the body. Oh my goodness, Kopa with a jumping switch kick to the groin area. Johnny Cage would be proud. That is a fight-ending worthy switch kick to the cojones. I've seen some bad low blows tonight, just tonight. That one is up there. I think Joel Suggs with the shovel kick was a little bit better.
Let's see what it looks like.
This is a bad angle for it. Oh no, it might be good. This angle might be good.
Push it back.
Yeah, his foot just went straight in there, right in there.
The knee goes up, but the foot is parallel, so it travels. Yeah.
And Phil Kratz is showing a lot of damage. The Caucasian curse, of course.
Just a lot of wear and tear
when you're
throughout the course of this entire fight.
Nice, dude, the movement and the slickness from Kopa is insane. He's right on that body. He is taking some shots to the head, but he's like, you know what, I'll take that. I'll take that to give 3 to the body real quick, smoke these ribs, and see if they're ready for the sauce. Oh my goodness. George Kopa has got more game than a wildlife reserve, and he is putting it all on Phil Kratz right now.
Controlling the cage, controlling the fight, controlling Phil Kratz inside of his head, controlling everything.
We've got to be getting close to the end of this round here as Kopa continues to buzzsaw through Phil Kratz. Man, it has been a rough night at the office for Phil Kratz for 5 straight rounds as Kopa creeps further and further away towards the winner's circle.
Tag team partner, I don't know how you can use buzzsaw and office in the same sentence because they don't go together. This is a lumber mill, and Kopa is chopping everything up in sight.
Kopa. Wow, another one. Another one.
That was minimal, young man, but it was close.
Let me tell you
How are
something.
you going to say that after he's already been
Let me
kicked
tell
3
you
times
something.
in the groin
Let
in
me
one
tell you something
round?
about that.
How are you going to tell
that
him
Donnie
it's minimal?
Jessup. I have had Donnie referee some of my fights and some of my guys, and he will tell you.
I mean, you know,
He will tell you.
It might be minimal, but it's not like he hasn't already been kicked 3 times in the crotch. You know, like those grazers are sometimes the ones that hurt the worst anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Kopa's got good defense, like you said.
Yeah, his movement.
Fine. Good fight. I don't know why people aren't clapping. Yes, yes, that's a good fight.
People aren't clapping because 90% of the building's here to see Phil Kratz. And Kopa just put it on him for 5 straight rounds with no mercy and not a sign of stopping. I mean, Kopa looks like he could go another 5.
Yes.
T. Yang still got his shirt off. See if T. Yang wants to get in here and fight Kopa real quick.
That's right. I did see T. Yang earlier. He's still
He's walking around
Yes.
with no shirt on, fight gear on, hands wrapped, like he's going to
that
get a
first
second
win.
fight.
You get that first win, you want some more.
Phil Kratz is showing a lot of damage on his back just from getting bounced into the cage. It's tough, man. It's tough when you're white as the driven snow. You know, people are going to see marks on yourself. Then that always looks bad to the judges, but I don't think there's any situation in which you can say Phil Kratz won
Yeah, I don't think
anything more than that first round.
if you call it any differently,
You're blind.
then I definitely don't know anything about fighting.
The Honorable Sal D'Amato might see that one for Kratz. Kopa looked better than ever, man. He looked better than ever. It's hard to believe that this guy, his tenure as a menace to the amateur kickboxing scene in North Carolina is coming to an end. This is a guy who's fought them all and beat them all.
All right, fighters to the center of the ring. Winner of the 170-pound title belt from Arima, out of the red corner, George's Kopa.
That man's name is George. You don't have
Hey,
to
hell of a
pronounce
round
the
of
ES.
applause for
Say
Phil
it.
Kratz, ladies and gentlemen,
You've only worked 6
out
shows
of
with him.
Rogue Combat Club.
And that is most likely the final time you will see an amateur title wrapped around George Kopa's waist. The
As
next time we
Kopa
see that,
improves his record to
He's
14.
got enough of them.
it'll
and
most likely
2.
be a pro belt.
He's got enough of those belts.
He says if you want this title belt, come and get it.
No, I doubt that.
Unless Fight For It 13 is next weekend.